Hello. Okay, today we're making this soap here. Hopefully you can pick up those peaks on the top. This is the Warrior soap, and I think I must have made this one before. So this one, when I first smelled this scent, I just bought this scent, well, it's a blend I did actually, but the first time I sort of bought one of the main components, which I'm not going to share because this is a bespoke soap for my business, I could smell like tarred rope. So like a smell when you're on, if you've ever been on an old warship, there's this scent. And it was really, really prominent in this blend, this scent that I bought. So, I think that year I'd been down to Portsmouth with my mum. My mum used to live in Gosport, bear with me. And we went and had a look at the warships there. So the main one that you go and visit would be the Victory. And the Victory is like, it's kind of staged more. So when you're walking around the museums and actually on the ships, the Victory is like so polished and perfect that it's hard to sort of imagine how it would have been at sea. But then the Warrior, when you go onto the Warrior, again, it's kept very, very well, but down underneath, it's got like this feel where you can really let your imagination run wild there, and you can kind of, you just get this feel of how it would have been at battle. Not that we'd ever know, but it gives you more of a sense of this was a used ship. So the Warrior ended up being my favourite down there. So that's why I've named this soap the Warrior, because it smells like old tarred rope, and that the smell of this, like this sort of wood that's been treated with like tar and that bitumen kind of a smell. So whilst there are other sort of components to this scent, like there's sort of bits of frankincense and different incenses and sort of mossy sort of a scent, and it's kind of, I just find it very incensey but woody in at the same time. The main scent is kind of like the scent of that warship. So this is the Warrior. So stay tuned to see how I've made it, and then we will come back and cut it. So yeah, this one's a nice one to make. It's an easy one to make. Just 2 colours plus a titanium dark side base and a simple swirl, and then peaks on the top to make it look like waves. So I will get to making it. Okay, I am narrating over the top of this video today rather than putting music in, so I'm just going to narrate and tell you what I'm doing. Obviously this is stick blending after I've added the lye, and I've sped up this to twice the speed. So I think this one I'm soaping at a normal temperature. Sometimes if I soap a bit too cool, it can sort of start to reach a false trace. I think there might be a bit of that in there, but if I'm soaping all day, sometimes the mixtures cool down so much that I end up with like a really, really thick batter to start with, and I have to stick blend it into submission to bring it back to like a liquid state. But this one looks okay. So now I'm just gonna spoon off some of this for 2 different colours. So the base of this is white, and then I use a golden sparks mica from the Soapery and activated charcoal from Bay House Ingredients here in the UK. I believe it's a coconut husk. It could be coconut bamboo, or it could be coconut bamboo. It could be coconut husk, or it could be bamboo. I can't remember. Okay, so there's the golden sparks mica. The Soapery don't do that many micas, but the ones that they do and that I buy are actually really good, and their prices are good compared to others. And there's my big old bucket of charcoal, and that, as I say, is from Bay House Ingredients here in the UK. So I don't stick blend those up until I've done the base, and then I do it after, just to save on the mixture thickening up too much. So in goes the white. And the reason I'm narrating over this and not actually using the sound of the video is because Matt is in the background in the shop on this day, and he was talking and talking and talking about all kinds of things, and you wouldn't have wanted to have heard all that. So I'm just narrating over the top rather than putting music. So there we go, stick blending to a nice sort of light trace to pour the white in. This fragrance that I use as well isn't one that accelerates too much, thankfully. So there's the black. Ignore my fingers going across that stick blender. Don't do this at home. It's actually quite funny watching yourself back and looking at the things that you do that you actually shouldn't do on camera. Like putting your fingers into a stick blender. Don't do that. Okay, the fragrance of the base is going in, and I'll reserve some back for the other two colours. Okay. Okay, and again, fingers in. I've got gloves on, obviously. I don't touch soap batter with your naked hands, otherwise you will burn. The mixture isn't hot, it's just that the lye. At this point, you would not want to put your fingers into raw soap. Okay, here goes the pour. Sometimes when I watch soap videos, I always like sort of go a bit forward so I can just watch the pour, because it's one of my favourite bits to watch, and also the cut as well, of course. So here I'm using the jug quite high up so that the mixture gets to the bottom, and then I like to bring it lower so that sort of bits sit on the top then, and then you get a really good amount of that colour all throughout the bars. And trying to go over those swirls so that the swirls all sort of sit nice together. In fact, this one, when I cut it, it's got some really interesting designs. Okay, what am I going to do? Where have I gone? Oh yeah, stick, chopstick. A little extra swirlage. Coming towards the end of my day, I'm just trying to get this video done so that you've got something to watch. And then I'll move on to the next batches. I've got to make a load of whip soap now, so there won't be any soap making for a week or so because I've got other products I need to make. And you know what it's like if you run a soap business, the hours just go. So today I've been here for 3.5 hours, and I've literally sat and I've done my accounts, I've printed off orders, I've made labels for soaps that are ready at the moment, and everything has just taken me that long. You look up and it's 4 p.m. You're like, how the hell have I got here? It feels like I've done nothing, but you know, all these things just take so much time. And checking things over and checking them again, and it's not easy. It's just making soap and putting it out there for sale. There's a lot more that goes into it, obviously. Okay, so I'm making sure not to waste any of those bits of batter in the jugs. And the yellow. Or gold. It sort of just comes out a pale yellow colour. It's like those gold colours. You sort of get a little shimmer when you use the soap. You can sort of see particles, but it never, excuse me, it never actually looks gold when you put it in. It always just looks like yellow, which is a shame. Unless you do like a mica and oil swirl on the top, then it will look gold, but otherwise it looks yellow. Okay. And I'm just texturing or swirling in the pattern a little bit there. Okay, so now I'm texturing the top, and obviously this is sped up. I won't be doing it that quick. It's like, it looks nice as it was, but I want peaks on the top of this because I want it to sort of mimic sea waves to go with the whole sort of
swashbuckling theme of the warrior warship and whatnot. Kind of appropriate, wouldn't you say, at the moment with old Johnny Depp, the old pirate. It's a shame he won't be doing that again. I did love those films, but yeah, I don't blame him. Unless they make him an offer of 2 million alpacas, perhaps he'll go for it then, who knows. Okay, that's that, and I'm going to come back and talk to you now.
Okie dokie, let's cut. Cut. And see what swirls we've got inside. Bit of paper there. Okay. I would have spoken through the making of this video, but Matt's on holiday this week and he came to visit yesterday. So he was talking in the background, so I couldn't keep it in because he was having a go about something. So I thought, best not leave that in. Ooh, that's interesting. That's a busy looking soap inside. Obviously it gets cut the other way, but looks busy. Busy. I did use quite a lot of the colours. Sometimes I only use sort of like a bit of extra colours for swirls, and sometimes I used loads, and in this one I had 2 big jugfuls, didn't I? So it's quite a lot of contrast and lots of swirling going on in there. Okay. I love this scent so much. I just did some wax melts in this and they sold pretty fast, so I had to make another batch. There's some more available now, but yeah, this is in wax melts. It's lovely. Properly illuminate. So just cut a couple of these loaves so you can see what it's like inside. So today I've got the second part of the cross-examination to watch of the Amber Heard part of this trial.
Obviously I know Johnny won now. This is going back a few weeks, so yay.
So that'll be interesting. I think there's some witnesses to watch this time as well, so that'll be a bit more entertaining than just listening to, you know, how awful everything was. Okay. So we've got some swirlage in the end loaf, which normally we don't get too much of. Must have been consciously trying to make sure that I hit the edges as well. You can still see there's like quite a lot of space on the sides where that would have been like sat there. So yeah, I've missed a bit, that's fine. I'll cut 2 so we can look inside the others. This one's got a bit more look, all the way over the bars. Okay. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about what I've been watching on Netflix. So I'd already mentioned in my last video that I'd watched Paranoid and The Missing. Hold on, I'm just going to go and get my list and I'll tell you what else I've watched while I cut the next one. Okay, so I've got my list. So yeah, Paranoid was good, The Missing was really good, and last week I watched this program called Our Father. I'm sure loads of you have seen all of these. That was about a doctor who would insert his own semen into the cervixes of women who were trying to use IVF treatment, and he was giving them all his own semen. So he's ended up with a ton of offspring. Yes, you couldn't make it up. Wow, look at this. Okay, it's kind of cute. Yeah, he's that was mental. That was just a horrible program. The other thing I watched was the Mystery of Marilyn Monroe, which really isn't that much of a mystery, although they probably riled a few people by saying that she committed suicide. I don't know. I wasn't there. I just gave that a watch because it's when I'm at work and I'm packing orders and doing things when I'm not filming. I just like to have things playing in the background, so that was why I watch all these things, and I get through so many programs that way. So the other one I watched, which I loved and I thought was amazing, was 7 Seconds. It's about a black guy, a little black kid who gets run down by a cop, and Regina King is in this series. It was amazing, the acting was amazing, but absolutely heartbreaking and a hard watch. There was like some of the characters, like some of the cop characters were just horrendous, whereas some of the others were fantastic. But yeah, that really pulled at my heartstrings, that one. Very good series. If you're looking for something that keeps you so gripped, it's unbelievable, then 7 Seconds is a really good one to watch. And the other one I watched, which was a true representation of a case called, it's called When They See Us, about the Central Park 5. And that one, again, just unbelievable. So after I'd watched the When They See Us on Netflix, I then delved into YouTube and found a load of interviews with the guys that were wrongly accused of the rape of the jogger in the park. And again, the acting in that for the series was just unreal, like absolutely unbelievably clever and very heartfelt reenactments of what really happened. So yeah, that one really pulled at me. And then lastly, this isn't the only things I've watched, this is just off the top of my head that I was trying to remember, Selling Sunset, of course, which is just ridiculous. So I did watch that one because I've watched all the other series of Selling Sunset, and it's just one of those trashy programs that you can sort of have on in the background and mindlessly listen to it. So I did Selling Sunset. It's just nice to dream sometimes that we could all have a £10 million or $10 million home, like the lady who part-owned Skechers. Just crazy how these people live, really, isn't it? But I wouldn't want to live like that. Beautiful homes, but you imagine the stress of trying to keep hold of it. I mean, you know, that's a lot of work to keep hold of a home like that. Anyway, these are fantastic. They're not going to buy me a $10 million house in Hollywood. We don't want that. So, this has come out quite nice. Quite nice. It's very busy. Some of these bars are very busy, but I mean, you know, it's just how sometimes when I make them in the big mould, the swirls come out quite a lot different to the ones in the individual nurture moulds that I use sometimes. It's just I've needed to make bigger batches lately because I'm doing lots of these sample sets, and it's nice to have lots and lots of different ones available. And also I have been selling lots of bundles of 3 different soaps, so I'm doing them in sort of sets so you can have 3 and save some money. So yeah, that's why I'm making lots and lots of big ones, so we've got tons of soap and plenty to go around. Okay, that's those cut. I need to clean up this cutter now and my workspace, trim up all these soaps and get back to the Amber Heard cross-examination from yesterday because I missed it. I did see bits of it, but I want to watch it from start to finish now. Right, I will see you for the next lot of videos. Okay, take care. Ta-ta.